What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 18th of December. Here we are at about $574 with 8 hours and 1 minute left in the day. Man, we're moving up at a good pace. 5%, it's not crazy, but hey, it's nice. It's one of the bigger green days that we've had in over a week, honestly. It's not bad. And we're getting above average volume as of now. It's about average, but we have 8 hours left in the day. We're probably going to see above average volume with this. This is good. Assuming that we don't reject from here and move down, right? That it would be good, because if not, if we do reject from here, then we just have a lower high. Maybe we continue in this channel coming down. I want to look at the short-term stuff. I want to look at the 1 hour and see what the charts are saying. Are we looking to continue from here, or are there reasons to find turbulence? And if we do find turbulence, does that mean that we come down, or do we just consolidate and then we move up? You know, all those questions. I want to answer them. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame and get into it. Okay, here we are. First and foremost, immediately we notice the volume, the amount of volume here, right? This in itself is like one kind of giant BART, right? That's all it is. The amount of volume that's here, that's awesome. We got a lot of volume on this candle here, but we're not really going anywhere. I'm a little bit timid, a little bit intimidated by that, and we're at prior areas of resistance, so I don't know if I like that necessarily, but it's a good move overall. It's nice to see Bitcoin Cash back at 573. Sorry. We look at the 1 hour RSI, we are overbought. There's good things and bad things here. Good thing, you're bouncing off the overbought zone. You came down literally right here, and as of right now, you are bouncing off. We have 1 minute left, and not even, we have like 20 seconds left in this hour. You're going to close this hour up like this, bouncing. That's a good look. On the negative note, you are overbought technically. We found resistance here a bunch of times since we've been overbought on the 1 hour, and you've got a good bit of volume comparable to what we saw here, and yet you're not really moving anywhere. So you're getting a lot of volume at the high, at points of resistance, but you're not going anywhere. That doesn't encourage me. But whatever. The RSI does look good. You know, I'm not going to lie, it does look good. Stochastics look good here, and the MACD, in all honesty, the MACD actually says that we're going to continue moving up right now because we just crossed above the zero. But we've been in this very manipulated kind of wonky price action where things, as soon as they look bullish, we're at the highs, right? Here, when we crossed this zero right there, we're at the highs. Here, when we crossed below, we were at a low point. We actually still did go lower, though, to be fair. Here we crossed above the zero, we were at the highs, we came down. Now we're crossing back above the zero. I don't know. Maybe we were like finding support out of here and we're moving up. I do like the way the MACD looks. It's just I'm having a hard time trusting it just because, well, you know, of recent events. Looking at the RSI, we do have some bullish divergence. No, we don't. It kind of is like bullish divergence, right? I mean, at a certain point, you get a close that's right here, but then you get a notable higher low. It kind of is like bullish divergence. But regardless, whatever you want to call it, it's a double bottom of sorts, and we're getting some volume coming out of this. I mean, it really does look like we're breaking out of this trend right here, as if it's like a downward sloping trend. We're breaking out of it. That looks like a breakout to me. And sometimes, commonly enough, what we see with these breakouts, I mean, let me just give you an example. We'll come right back to this. We're on the 4 hour time frame. We'll come right back to this. Right? It's not always that this happens. And just because this happens doesn't mean you have to move up, but it's a pretty good sign. But whenever you get, you know, stuff like this, where you break out of your trend line and you back test it for support, that typically gives you some good stuff to go off of, you guys. It's typically pretty damn good. So we look at this 4 hour time frame here, and, you know, we get a line of best fit. Maybe it would be to this high point here. Maybe it would be down to these high points. I don't know. I feel like that's a line that better fits personally. Whatever you want to say. If you want it to be right there at the tippy top, whatever it can be. We've broken out with volume. We absolutely can back test for support and then continue to rally. So if, you know, we got 3 hours, 57 minutes left in this 4 hour candle here. We've got about 8 hours left in this day. If, you know, for the rest of the day and even going into tomorrow, we're just kind of consolidating whatever. We could do this just like we did here. But instead of having this result, we might have this result, right? Which, if we see this is just a, well, it's exactly what we're expecting to happen on the monthly time frame, right? It's exactly what we're expecting on the large scale. But it looks good. It looks really good. It looks really good. I have to admit the 4 hour time frame kind of is quell. Is that right? It quells my worries. Calms my worries, whatever. Quell. I think quell is not the right word to use there. It calms. it stays my worries that we had a lot of volume on that last hour, but we didn't really go anywhere. I really do like the 4-hour time frame a lot. I think this is a really good look. Signals to me that this is the low. I think that we're at the low there. And I want to look, let's see if we can confirm that from a high to a low here. I mean, we look very productive. We're at the golden ratio. Come back up. Getting above $600, $598, that's what it'll take to validate this as a low, I guess, right now. But we're looking pretty good. I mean, the statistical probability from here that this is the low, it's very good. If we come down to the 0.5 and we bounce, we come down to the 382 and we bounce, wherever we go down to, if we come back up to the golden ratio, as long as we're holding higher lows, and then we come back up to the golden ratio, the statistical probability, even at these same price levels, after a pullback and then coming back up to that, the statistical probability that these are the lows and that we're ready to break out and go higher up to these levels of 636 and beyond, they go up tremendously. We don't even have to pull back to these levels, right? Who's to say that this move is done? We could continue to run up here. Sometimes, you know, if we're looking at this from a high to a low, oftentimes enough you do stop at your golden ratio the first attempt, and this is the first attempt. But whenever you get deep readings like this before your first attempt and then you come up here, these are moments where it's more common to go to the 786, 886. And let me be careful about the wording there. It's still, even with this setup, more common to find resistance here. But the times where you do bust through the 618 on your first attempt and you go right to this level, that is more commonly associated with this price action. But still, even with that being said, it's more common now than it would normally be. Like normally, if you were doing this, whatever, and you moved up here, there'd be like an 80% chance that you don't break through the golden ratio and that you pull back and you find support in this area and then you move up. But because of this, now there's like instead of a 20% chance that you break through the golden ratio, maybe there's like a 30% chance or a 40% chance, right? It's still more likely that we find resistance here, but there's more of a chance now because of this interaction that we go up to about 588 to 598, 599, whatever. This 886 level. That's just interactions that I've noticed in my 10 years doing technical analysis using fibs, right? That doesn't have to be accurate every single time, but typically that's just what I see. Looking at this, Bitcoin's pulling back a little bit. Bitcoin Cash could pull back a little bit too. We do have higher highs in the RSI, higher lows in the RSI. It looks good overall. I don't expect any pullback from here to be extreme, but maybe we do consolidate. The stochastics, the blue line, is a little bit of a ways away from the orange line. That could promote consolidation too. You know, sometimes this blue line gets far away from the orange line. Like if they're moving up together, okay, cool, we'll continue to move. But if you get some serious separation like this, and it's not that serious, but serious enough, that can cause pullbacks, right? You see that sometimes in volatile moments like this. 4-hour stochastics does look bullish. RSI does look bullish. You've broken out of your downtrend. MACD also looks bullish here because you provided a false cross on the 4-hour time frame. That's actually really good. And I would assume that with this cross above the zero, typically after you cross above the zero on the 4-hour time frame, what you'll see is consolidation. And then you'll continue to rally. And when I say consolidation, this thing will consolidate too, but the price will consolidate. And then we continue to rally. So it is Thursday. We might move up between today and tomorrow, right? We might move up a little bit higher, but probably over the coming days, over the weekend, and then going into the beginning of next week, we will probably be consolidating more or less at these levels. I wouldn't be surprised, looking at the 4-hour time frame right now, if we did go a little bit higher. So with that being said, because we're in the golden ratio zone, we actually might be going to this 588 to 598 area. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did. But whether we consolidate here, if we consolidate from here, it's going to be very tight because, again, we just barely broken above this line. So it's going to be very tight. But if we move up more, that'll give us a little bit more wiggle room to be volatile over the weekend, and then maybe next week we'll break out. You know what I mean? That's the expectation there. So as long as we're holding higher lows, I don't have a problem with this. If we're holding higher lows, there's zero doubt in my mind that this is the low. But if we take out this low, we're in trouble. Okay. If we take out this low of $528, we're in trouble. We don't have to close below it. We just take it out. We're in trouble, likely. Okay. I got nothing else. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin Cash. I'm very excited for the days to come. This day right here, and if I'm wrong, I could be wrong. Maybe we're just moving up right now. Maybe from here we're moving up. This candle, the last time we saw a candle like this was in the midst of this move. The last time you saw a candle like that was in the midst of this move. These progressive moves up. I mean, it could be that from here we're moving up to prices that are at the next level, which would be anywhere from about 636 to 673. And I think we are. I think that we are. I just don't think that, here this took 2 days. Here this took 2 days. I don't think that tomorrow we're going to be up at these levels. I think we'll probably be at these levels next week. That's interesting. Is Bitcoin Cash going to get a Santa rally? Is that what we're seeing? That goes against my thoughts. I thought they were going to dump. Maybe we pump into Christmas and then we dump afterwards. That kind of lines up with what I'm thinking. And when I say dump, I don't mean this. I just mean, you know. Anyways, just some thoughts there. If I'm wrong at all, I mean, I could be wrong to the downside, but I'm thinking maybe we're just not bullish enough and we're about to send it. I mean, at any point in time, make no mistake, guys, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. At any point in time, we're about to see this thing erupt. We have literally been on the precipice of the great journey here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. We've broken out of the line. We've back tested it for support, double bottom, tweezer bottom, lifelong, historical, multi-cycle consolidation phase. This is coming. This I'm going to draw it more accurately. This is coming. And it could happen tomorrow. It could happen right when you're watching this video. And it's not going to happen all in one day, but we're going to look back at it and it's going to feel like it, man. It's going to feel like we just straight teleported up here, just like we did before. I think this move has a solid chance to be the biggest, largest, most bullish move that Bitcoin Cash will ever experience in its life. I have a lot of conviction and belief in that. And if not, because this was the most bullish move it ever experienced. You went from $294 all the way up to $4,300 in a course of 2.5 months. Okay, 2.5 months. I would think that we see more percentage growth than that in the next 2.5 months or 3 months. You know what I mean? And if not, it'll be the second biggest move. If it's not the biggest move, it'll be the second biggest. But one thing's for sure, we've got a lot coming our way in a very short amount of time. So don't get caught up with the short-term stuff. The main thing to focus on is this. Absolutely it is. And that's why we talk about it so often. Right? Who cares about the ups and downs here? It's really not that big of a deal, right? We're about to rally. The big deal's coming, and it could take us to new all-time highs, if not somewhere around that area to begin with. So I've got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.